All right, guys. I'm waiting for my wife to get in. We got Jason here. Good to see you, Jason. Got John Moore here tonight. Good to see John and Ron and all the other rest of the crew. And I think also we're gonna have here in a bit Todd and Shannon too. Believe it or not, we got the whole crew tonight. So and y'all probably gonna tell me you don't hear a word I'm saying yet, but give me 1 second here. I'm also dealing with an escaped Houdini dog. So let's see here. Let's see here. And oh, I got more folks still coming in. So all right. Let's see. All the intelligent people are here tonight. That's amazing. Looky there. So very good, very good.
Hello, hello.
All right. Well, Jason, do you know and do you know about the new system there that we've got going for as far as we're no longer going to have the platinum and the bronze and things like that? Were you part of that meeting that went on about that?
I'm pretty aware of what's happening around that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's going to be some terminology changes, but and a couple of things are going to be, slightly increased. Hello, Miss Yana,
Hello.
and hello, everyone. But absolutely, it's gonna be fantastic, and now that LifeWave has become a company that has, we're no longer flying below the radar. We're like the most explosive company in the entire industry, and everyone is kind of realizing what's happening. So we no longer have the luxury of sneaking up on anybody. So there's a few things that they need to write, and one of those is in the area of what they're calling things and kit selection and changing that area so that it's no longer technically a kit, but more just a volume, if you will. And so those are things that are going to be coming. I don't expect it to. It will certainly will not be a detriment. It'll actually be probably less confusing for some people, in terms of the terminology, and and then of course the minimal change in volume is going to be, good for all of our business. So yeah, when that's important, they'll make it known to us, but that'll start more in the October timeframe.
Mhm.
So we'll
Which
look
is
forward.
upon us.
What's that?
Which is upon us, as John would
October is
say.
in a week.
So the
Yeah, yeah,
question
it is in a
is,
week. I mean, so yeah, the only real major difference is it's going to be, core, instead of silver, gold, and diamond, it'll be core, advanced, and premium. And so, and then the amounts will be just a little bit more elevated, not too much, typically in the area of maybe $50 or so, but it's just going to be to everyone's benefit. So there's a few changes, those are coming along, but I don't I see any change that's coming as a positive, and I know, with certain changes when they're changing the name, um, there's other areas of like marketing and things like that. So those will roll out probably as they have their marketing pieces taken care of too. So there's other things to, that they'll need to pay attention to. But anyway, so we'll handle those as they come, because even as they've described those, even talking to the Merits just the other night, they're like, don't get hung up on a couple of the minor changes that are coming, because they're not that big, and they're really not even going to be a hiccup in your business. So I take that, you know, when you've got people like that are moving at that speed, and they're like, don't even, think twice about the changes, other than being familiar with what it's going to be called. So I pretty much just told you that. And eventually, as one day you'll open up your microsite and it will no longer say silver, gold, or diamond. It'll say core, advanced or premium or premier rather, not premium, but premier. And there you go. See, I already got it wrong, but the fact is it doesn't it's
Right,
not gonna
right.
matter too much. It'll be good. It's more about it's no longer going to be just kit selection. It'll be accumulation to like customers volume can build toward it and help you advance the levels. The commissions will be higher for people at lower levels. So if you're at like that first or second level, you could earn, you bring on a diamond, you could earn $400. So that's, those are things that you used to only get if you were a diamond. And so
Mhm.
that's good for people as they're coming on, that it's good to help people make quick money as they're coming into this. So they're not
Well, that's
making falling.
exciting.
So
That's
that
very
part's
exciting. It seems like these are very good changes, Jason. It's the only thing that it takes 21 days for a brain to get used to a new thing. So,
yeah,
beginning of October, we have 21 days to relearn our, you know, what was that?
just those three. I mean, that's
Right.
it's
Can
gonna
people
be
still do the upgrade though, Jason? If they come in at the basic level there, they would be able to upgrade and just pay the difference. I assume that would
Like
they
what's
still.
could
going, this is the question here. What's going to happen to platinums? Like we
People
have
that are
people like,
stuck in.
platinums will be I believe, and I've heard this, platinums will be bumped to diamonds, so they'll be up at that higher level, I believe.
oh,
And
no.
there's few people at platinum. There's definitely a lot more people at gold. To answer your question on bumping up to the next levels, those will just be volume differences. So if you need, $250 worth of additional product in order to bump up to that next level, well, then you could either buy that or you could, bring on some customers that would get that happening for you. So makes it pretty simple. I like that addition.
Mhm.
I also love the fact that people can earn they can earn higher commissions themselves when they're first coming on, and even if they're not at that diamond or that what'll end up being the replacement terminology for diamond again, which is premier. So again, it's core, advanced, premier. I think they're just getting away from the jewel. They're getting away from the jewel um, or precious metal terminology, probably because so many in the industry do that. And so they probably they want to get onto a different level of terminology. And I really think that's why they're changing that piece. But the piece that's for the safety of the company and to protect the company
Mhm.
is you know, so that we do get rid of kit selection. Having kits apparently is a red flag. And
Oh,
so
okay.
it's a red flag for companies that are big and that are growing fast. And so to me, it's like, well, what's the difference if you have a kit or if you have a volume that you need to hit in order to get to a level? To
Yeah,
me,
to
I think
people
it's
it won't make difference, Jason. And I think the changes are actually good, more professional, easier to learn for the newcomers.
yes.
And in overall, this is a very good change. And as you said, company does have legal advisors who are watching out for the company, so it stays legal on all counts. And uh, it's just amazing that they're doing that. So I'm actually excited about those changes. I always joke when I say 21 days. You know how it is. When we get older, we just like to getting our routines and thinking of anything new or relearning things gets harder, right? So,
Yep.
but it's not as hard and not with patch on, right? Patch helps. So, but what I wanted to tell you, Jason, I want to do just updates here because of last week we had Zoom and we had little prizes going, and I want to welcome another manager, Ron Gunter.
Yeah.
Well,
Became a manager, and
congratulations.
we're very excited about that. And he won the third prize. And I just want to tell you, Kim, Janice, and Ron, we did send out your prizes. Okay, so text me when you get them. I have a little proof that I did. So that way, if you don't get them or something, so we can,
Ron's envelope is empty, though. I made sure there was nothing in
oh.
it.
No, I mean, I have made this huge, I bought a bunch of patches, and I was willing to do a little prize here for first 3 people who become managers. And the next one is, right now we're gonna hold off on future managers, like become managers, yes, but give me a little time to recover here. And what we do have, though, if you become a director, we have a prize for you. Okay, and you know how to become a director? How do you become a director?
Need 2 managers. John Moore, you got to get to work, buddy.
Okay, I'm working
John
on it.
Moore is almost a manager. He's like
Director.
I
not a
mean,
manager.
director, not
Yes.
manager. I'm sorry. He's almost a director there. So all you need is manage your people, make sure they're active by having a monthly subscription. And the core of this business is to make managers. You
Yes.
become a manager, and then you help your people become a manager. That's all you have to remember. And how you become a manager, you have a we are so used to saying minimum silvers on the left, 2 minimum silvers on the right, but that is going to change. That language is going to change in
So is it
October.
going to be just the 2 of the, what you call it, the basic folks? We
Hey,
got Todd here
Todd,
now. He's trying
welcome.
to hide under the hat.
Yes.
But, we see him in there.
Welcome, Todd. And can you tell us, how is that going to work? How do you become a manager on the new system there?
Really no difference. No difference at all. It's just, really just some of the names are changing, from silver to core, and from gold to advanced, and then diamond to premium. And because it for a lot of people it's confusing, because that sounds like, hey, if I buy in at gold or diamond, then it puts me at a certain rank, where it doesn't. It definitely puts you in in your best position to build, but anyway, so they're just simply changing the names to something more simple. So yeah, really no change. There's a few differences in in pricing and all that's right about the same. It's a little bit diamond or premium will be a little bit more than what diamond is, but you actually get more points, which create more your cycle bonuses. So in the long run, you'll end up getting paid more. So it's a very, very good move. But yeah, there's no difference as far as instead of 4 silver and above, 2 left, 2 right, it'll be 2 core and above, 2 left and 2 right.
Very nice. Okay.
Excellent.
That's easy.
Excellent.
Easy to remember.
Easy peasy. Yep.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
And
there
better,
you go.
because Jason told us that people now will be getting higher bonuses if they sign up diamonds under this new system. So that's always exciting. So very good.
Now, does that mean we're going to make double money now? I'm just kidding.
Well, Steve
We
has
cut
to
out the
joke.
middleman in
Right,
there,
no,
right?
No, this is like truly wonderful business opportunity. And as I said at first, you just become a manager, make managers, and then it will take life of its own. Eventually, people will start loving these patches. You keep educating people, you keep wearing those patches, and what happens next is that you cannot even control this. People will start just sharing them, and it's just will take life of its own eventually.
Let me just say this real quick while we got Todd and Jason on together. That's kind of unusual to get both these guys together like that. But everybody that we have on here, practically on the screen right now, are managers already. And so we've got a lot of managers in here tonight.
Or very close to it.
Yes, or very close to it. Suzanne would be a manager. It's just we just had to help her, get her to know about changing the leg, because she's already brought in about 8 people herself.
Oh, wow.
We've got about a dozen people that didn't know that, and I still have got to reach out to some more of those because they've not switched their legs. They've signed in as many as a dozen people
Mm-hmm.
as brand partners. But what I want to do while we got you guys here, like with the Zooms that you guys do on, if you can we want to get people plugged in that really are wanting to do this as a business. Some already are. I know Sister Darnell is already. I think Suzanne as well is kind of getting plugged in already too. But if you guys can tell where to go, what's the best ones to do really to learn to do business, because people that are here right now are people that are very serious. I know Karen and Dwayne are as well, very serious about building business. And so we're trying to get the people plugged in the right way, which I wish we would have done at the start, but
Yes,
we made a
Todd.
lot of
Todd, Jason,
mistakes.
talk to our managers. Thank you.
What was that?
Go ahead, blast
We
it.
just say, just talk to our managers.
So
Okay, very good. Well,
how to
school,
get plugged in, that's what we're asking. We want you
very
guys
good.
to share where
Okay.
to go, what to do.
Yeah. Well, there's a few steps that I would take. Number one, you know, the biggest one is thisisit.team.com for one. I mean, gotta have This Is It Team as a website that you have on your favorites. There's so much information there, including the onboarding system. That is so important that if you go there and use the onboarding piece, that's such an important piece. Um, and so, and then they have an area whereby it talks about, ranking up to manager and duplicating manager. That's a great quick training. So I definitely recommend that. Okay. So this is at team.com, and using the link when people are asking for information that you have thisisitinfo.com plugged into your phone. Okay. This is it info is basically, it's an X39, everything you need to know about the X39. It's a gorgeous little quick site. And it's the first thing I send to people when they said, can you send me some information? I send that. Okay. Um, there's a couple of other places that I would recommend. I mean, if you're on Facebook, you should definitely be in the groups Synergy, the Team Synergy, which is our Facebook group, which is, Varv, myself, the Finnegans, and everybody that's like immediate with us that you would probably know. Okay. There's probably 1,500 people in there. But we have we have a lot of camaraderie in there. There's a lot of easy pieces in there. You can ask questions in there. It makes it very simple. If you were to join the other Facebook group, and Todd, feel free to jump in here anytime, my man. It's the This Is It Facebook group. It's called This Is It. There's about 22,000 people in that group. That's the merits group. Okay. That's a big one. And the reason that I love that group, This Is It, it's the This Is It team group. Okay. Um, it has so many people in it that you can actually, if you have questions about certain products, or if you have questions about whether or not the patch can help with this issue or this issue, you can just type in the word, and there's going to be so many pieces that have already been asked about that. So if you're like, hey, I hurt my knee, what can I do for my knee? Or I have tendonitis in my elbow, what can I do for tendonitis? Or I have chronic headaches and migraines, what can I do? I mean, it could be literally any topic. And if you typed it into the search, you would likely find answers. And that's one of my favorite things to do when people ask me about specific things. So those are all pieces part of, so when you ask, like, what do I do to plug people into the system? There's two areas. There's the synergy page, which is all of us, and there's the merits robust This Is It team.com website, and This Is It team Facebook page. So Todd, I've talked a little while, so why don't you jump in here, my man?
Sure. Yeah, just to echo really what Jason was saying. I mean, the something to remember is the least distracted and the most committed will win here. And so, we always, it's the people that are plugged in. So I'm loving the fact that Steve and Yana are bringing this up, because it's when you plug in, when you're engaged with our core group, chances are you're gonna go far, because Jason and I didn't join this, first of all, we didn't join it by chance, and secondly, we didn't join it just just to make small waves. I mean, we joined this when we saw it was a one of a kind patented wearable technology that was so unique in the marketplace that no one else has. Then we decided, 15 months ago that we were in. Some people we say, are you a doer or a dabbler? And dabblers, those are the ones that dip their toe in the water. Well, I'll see how it looks. I'll see how it feels, right? Before you jump all in. And I know Dr. Darnell, I mean, she got a taste of it, right? Because you went down to the big convention, that this is it. When you see that, you see the culture, you kind of see what you need to see, like, okay, this thing's for real, and obviously, we're talking business here, so we can talk freely about, it's okay to make money, right? I mean, we all
Yes.
need to make money. We lost an income, 5 years ago that was, it was over $1 million a year. So we didn't join here to say, hey, let's make minimum wage, type of thing. But when you have such a unique product that no one knows about, virtually no one knows about, and it's right, you're right in the right place, right time. It's like we're at that tipping point that, I mean, we are so close to just an absolute explosion. And you're not just limited to, to the United States, right? You can go kind of all over with this, right place, right time. So I would just encourage you to definitely plug in. First of all, the Team Synergy Facebook page. If you're not sure what that is, then let Steve and Jan know, let us know. We have to be friends on Facebook first for you to get plugged into that. But once you get on there, that's got everything we do throughout the week. It's got the trainings. It's got, okay, here's the team huddle on Monday night. It'll have a flyer for that. We do that every Monday, by the way. So put that down. 9:00 Eastern is our team huddle. Tomorrow night, we're doing it a little bit differently because we're doing all testimonials tomorrow night, where normally we'll do like a half-hour training, business training. And then the second part is called Wins of the Week. Okay, where we just have everyone share for 60 to 90 seconds on what their win of the week is. It could be a product win, or it could be a business win. Okay, I sponsored my first brand partner. I got to manager. I helped someone get to manager. I hit director, those types of things. That's where you, as they say, you stay close to the fire. You stay close to the bonfire. Okay. And it's so important to do that, because if you don't stay close to the bonfire, your flame will go out. So it's so true. And that's, you hear that, but it's really, really true. So you don't want to miss those. Tuesday nights, we have a new brand partner training, and that's also at 9:00. It's at the same link, which is x39legacybuilder.com, x39legacybuilder.com. Monday, Tuesday is always the same link. And that's you all are experienced. I know John, I know Dr. Darn, I know a handful of you on here. But so it's not necessarily for you, because you know what you're doing. You've been in this a while, but it's for your new people. You want to plug in all your new brand partners, or the ones that have, or maybe even the brand partners who have been in a while, but they haven't really engaged yet. So plug them into that on Tuesday night. Okay. Again, you'll see all this on, the Team Synergy Facebook page. And then Wednesday nights, we do typically do a power hour. Okay. Same time. It's actually, that's the same link as well. Same link, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The power hour, what that means is it's a work session. Okay. It's a work, it literally, like, we block everything out. Like, I'm going to be there on Wednesday night for that 1 hour, and I'm just going to do reach outs. And I know for me, I know for Jason, we kind of set a goal for, hey, I'm going to get 25 reach outs within this hour. I'm going to get 30, or I'm going to get 15, depending on what's going on. But it's cool because there's not a lot of talking, not a lot of guidance. There's just kind of a little bit of a guidance at the beginning, and then boom, like Ray Higdon says, he says, be ridiculously addicted to the activity, not to the results. Okay. So in other words, your job for that 1 hour is how many reach outs can I get? Boom, 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 boom. Maybe you have a text, a certain text that you like to send to people. Okay. I can tell you exactly what I send if you'd like, and I could put it in the chat.
Sure.
But let me just pull it up real quick so I know where it is. Okay. And here's what it sounds like. And you guys can take it however, you can deviate it or make it your own. But hey, fill in the blank. Hey, Tom, whatever. Hope you're doing great. And again, you can make the first part where you're kind of reconnecting or connecting. Maybe the only difference is with how you word this is if you have talked to them last week, or you talked to them a month ago, or you talked to somebody 5 years ago, that type of thing, right? It's going to be a little different. Hey, long time no see, right? You're going to reconnect with them a little bit. But anyway, I say, not sure if you knew what we were up to, but it's a big deal. So we have a one-of-a-kind patented wearable technology, or a patch, that helps reboot your own stem cells. People wearing these are seeing major health benefits, in parentheses, joint, muscle pain, added energy, performance, recovery, better sleep, heart health, etc. And since virtually no one has heard of this, people who are helping us bring this to market are winning financially, and some are going to win big, even bigger than what we saw in the past. And that's if someone
Personal there, right?
yeah, exactly. And then at the end, I just say, would you be interested in just hearing more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right,
So
right.
you're not saying, I need to show you and all this stuff. Are you open? When you ask if you're open, typically people say, well, yeah, I'm open. I'm not closed-minded. Right.
And I just
again,
added that to the chat. So go ahead and do a copy. I mean, I have my name on it, so it's the one on my phone, but it's like,
oh, nice.
it's like very similar to that. So
Perfect.
feel free to copy and put it in your notes. You'll find that all these little things that Todd's talking about, and any chats that we do, we have in our phone. So I've got like a list of like 9 or 10 different things. I've got them in a LifeWave folder in the notes on my phone. It makes it very simple to just, when I'm starting a conversation or in a conversation, they're very handy. They're right at your fingertips, and I don't have to think about it. I'm certainly not typing stuff out all the time, other than a salutation. The body, the meat of the message is the same, minus the salutation. And of course, I've already signed mine with my signature, just as Todd has, and just as you would. So it makes it very simple. So good stuff there, my man. I will say Thursday, the Balloons are going to jump on a Thursday night webinar with me while you guys are at the wedding of your son there. So very exciting that these guys are heading out to Arizona to, to participate and certainly witness, Evan get married. I mean, what a special time that is. So,
Yes.
so we're going to be here just wreaking havoc on their webinar in their name, and with the balloons. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Just kidding there, guys, right?
Jason said for me to wear a set of overalls and have a straw in my tooth there with a straw hat on and no t-shirt underneath it.
Well, pretty much just par for the course for you, my man.
Oh
You know where your suspenders
man, you
are
just
tonight.
had to add this.
I don't know where your suspenders are tonight. Apparently,
Oh,
they're
they're
sitting.
here,
So I'm
brother.
not
Don't
worried
you
about your
worry
ankle.
now. They're right there. I got half of it on. I know not to jump up because my pants got so loose. I lost so much weight they'll hit the floor when I stand up.
You know what? That is the Eon patch working for you, man. You're
That's
you're
right.
cutting you're
Yes.
cutting the cortisol levels. I've lost 27 pounds too. It's because those cortisol levels are getting cut in half. So
Mm-mm.
add the Eon, AEON, the blue one. Add that one to your regimen. It's the happy patch. Less anxiety, less inflammation, less stress, and most certainly less cortisol. And that's that stress hormone that keeps you from losing weight. So
Yes.
Add that one, Eon patch, baby.
There you go. There you go. So
Can I ask a
now,
question?
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Is this the right Team Synergy Facebook page with the blue wave?
That's the
It is.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it looked like there were three, so this is it. All right.
You want to be in that for sure.
There you
Yeah.
Okay,
go.
while we have Todd and Jason here, I always want to say Todd and Shannon, but I don't see Shannon tonight. But you guys
She's on
just
another call downstairs.
you belong together. But anyway, so what I want to say, you have them here. Raise your hand and ask questions.
Well, let me move it down to where everybody can see.
While
We've
you
had a
have
lot
them-
of people jump on since you guys have come in.
Because they're so busy,
There we
and
go.
it's just an amazing opportunity when they do come. So please, any questions you
Yep.
might
Or you
have.
can unmute yourself and we'll just listen to what you got to say. So
I've got a question.
go
Yes.
ahead, Janice.
I've got a lot of people in the pipeline and can't rope them in.
Okay, Todd.
All these excuses, like I'm still looking at it.
Yeah.
I think
I-
that's where we should be
I
doing a
catch the
three-way
message.
call. But
Yeah.
guys, y'all answer that. Give Janice what to do. Janice is she's ready to fight.
Oh, Miss
Mhm.
Janice. That's Miss Janice. How about that? Hey there.
Right.
I didn't
Well,
hear the
I'll give
question.
it.
Todd,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Oh, go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
No, what was the question, Todd? I didn't catch it. You go ahead.
Just she's got people on the fence that won't get off the fence.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll give a little snippet and Jason will add to it. Depending on who it is, obviously some people you have to finesse a little bit and you don't want to, you don't want to push and all those things. But at the same time, with what we have our hands on and Steve and Yana's story, our story, Jason, I mean, so many people, Dr. Darnell heard so many stories down at the convention, where your head is just spinning, based on what you have. So with that, there is a sense of urgency. I mean, people either want to be helped or they don't, because, we always say that the green light is great, right? That's someone says, yes, I'm ready. Let's go. Get me signed up. And then the red light is okay too, because that's someone, no, not for me. Talk to you again, later or whatever. But it's the yellow lights that drive you crazy, right? And so it's the ones that either they don't respond or they have responded, or like you said, Janice, they're hey, I'm thinking about, I'm still looking at it, and you're like, and especially someone like myself, and I know Jason too, we're like fire, ready, aim. That's kind of what we're about. We don't have to get, we don't have to know everything David Schmidt knows. It's like, we see the opportunity, we see the product, and we say, wow, okay. And we trust the person who brought it to us, and that has a lot to do with it. So where do you go from here? You really just move on. If you're waiting on someone, here's one thing, they know that you're waiting on them. And if they know that you're waiting on them, then they'll just keep making you wait longer and longer and longer. So your mentality needs to be, hey, are you ready to get started? Okay. You've looked at everything, how can I help you get started? And if they're him hauling around, then, okay, hey, great. I'm going to the next person. And, so in other words, you're on a train that's moving and you're hopping off to talk to someone, but then you got to jump back on the train because the train's moving. So, and you need to let them know that, in other words, but if you stay there with them and, then you get impatient, then yeah. So you just have to keep moving forward. It's next. And some of those people will surprise you. Some of those people will reach back out later and, and say, okay, I'm ready. But because they see you moving on. But you can also have a heart to heart, and depending on who they are, you can say, hey, I don't want to bug you at all, but this is important and your health if that's why you reach out to them, maybe because, this would help their health. Hey, you deserve to get started in some capacity here. Let's move the ball down the field. Or if you're not ready, great. I'll check back in maybe in a few months. But this thing is moving, and this thing works. And again, based on previous conversations you may have had with them, you may say, hey, you're the one that told me that your hip was hurting every single day, or are you fill in the blank there? But you can only, you can only lead them, lead a horse to water, right? And you can't make him drink. So
Yana's going to throw a thought in there real quick.
yeah, go ahead.
You wanted
Yeah,
to-
can I like help Janice here, like what I do, because I have those people too. Like I'm talking to everybody. It's just, out of my heart, because I want people helped. Like I have a solution for something they're suffering with. So how can I not? And I can tell you just from Christianity point of view. Remember that you have people you talk to, they know you. And Christ himself was not very popular among his own, right? Like, oh, it's just him talking. Well, the thing is, sometimes that can happen. That, oh, it's just Janice, saying this or that. I don't know. Or maybe, she just needs to make some money and she's using me or whatever. Let me see if it's even true and stuff like that. So what you want to do is, that's what I do. I make a list of people that are saying this, like they're saying, I'm looking at it. I'm still trying my patches that you gave me, like samples, and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about it and all that. So I make list. I make sure I don't call them for 3 weeks at all. I don't text them. I don't call them, let them be. But I have them on my list that I will kind of check on them with a little text, like a tender little text, 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later or next month. And then also, why don't you text them, hey, do you want to talk to my friends? They are using these patches and they're really, it really helped them. And they're very successful with this. Do you want me to arrange a call? So that way, it's not just you talking, right? Because sometimes people don't, like, how I was a teacher, but my kids never took advice from me. Like nutrition advice, they don't take it from me. They have to have it from pastor in a church or online somewhere that they searched it out, because it's just mama talking. You know what I mean? But they will find out the same thing online, that apples are good for you because it's a lot of fiber. Apple a day keeps doctor away. But hey, online, this guy said it's true, but mama spoke it 20 years, but not true, right? So that this is happening like that. So always involve someone else. Like text me. We are very busy people. I agree. And since Lifeway, we became even more busy, and it's kind of sometimes overwhelming, but give us a chance. Like text me, say that, Yana, can you make a 3-way call? Can Steve make a 3-way call? Can you ask Jason, maybe give him 2-3 days? Hey, Jason, can you have a 15-minute call with my interest here? Todd and Shannon, we were in a restaurant with the realtors one night, and we had good time. And I was talking about patches, and I said, hey, you know what? Why don't I call in my friends Todd and Shannon? They're so successful with these patches, and Shannon was helped with fibromyalgia. And I called them, and Shannon picked up. They were traveling in a car, and it was literally 5 minutes, even less. But because the realtor saw Shannon so happy, it made a different impact than if I just talked to her. So this is what it takes. Like we need to work here together. Anyway.
And the thing is, I don't want to hold you guys too long either, Jason and Todd, tonight. We really thank you guys too. So if you have to cut out, just feel free. You don't have to stay here. When it's funny when Yana said about us being busy. I'm looking at my phone. I have 5,946 emails. I have 50 missed calls and 350 texts. I'm not busy at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Steve, you get my text,
right?
Send to all the 350 people the same message that Todd sends to his. I'm
well,
just
and now, Well, Yana, I'll just echo just real quick. And I don't know if everybody can see what I just put, but no, you're 1,000% right. People, and the same thing with our kids, right? And they like, for instance, basketball instruction. I played college basketball, but yet they didn't listen to me so much when when they were growing up when it pertained to basketball. So I had to bring someone else in to train them, and they thought he was the smartest guy ever. So it's exactly that. They just have to get past your voice to another voice. And that's why the three-way calls, maybe you've been working on someone for weeks, but if you connect them with Stephen, Yana, Jason, or Ty, Shan, or myself, you'll be amazed at what happens. They could be on the fence for months, and all of a sudden they hear another voice and they go, aha. As they say, from one person, it's gossip, but from two, it becomes gospel. And it's just human nature. It really is.
Right, exactly. Very, very true. And that's what I encourage strongly. Get somebody else on the phone with you. Don't worry. Listen, all you got to do is just tell them, say, look, so I've got a friend that's, some amazing testimonies that, I want to share with you. Let's do a three-way call. Don't even say, do you want to? If you give a person a do you want to, and I'm not a salesman, I just know it from facts. If you give the person the do you want to, it's not going to happen. Say, look, let's take a minute and call them. Be positive about your approach.
And by the way, we are invited to the first patch party.
Yes,
we're going to be
going
traveling
to a patch party here in Tennessee.
Yes, next week we are going, and that's a one of our partners here that is doing patch party or about to be managers, and we just agreed because they're within this radius here within 3 hours. So we are gonna gladly see, we put it in our schedule, we took out the time, and we're gonna go and give a presentation and talk in her house one afternoon she has a patch party she's organizing. So if you live anywhere like that, that's fine. And if not, have us on a Zoom or bring us on a Zoom.
By the way, Todd, we've got a secret center in the group here. His name's Ron Gunter. He's our secret center. He's been studying to be a doctor, and he got his doctorate degree.
He wasn't talking about it.
He's so
yes,
humble, right?
Yes.
He is an official doctor now. He's a naturopathic doctor.
Yes. Is it a doctor of naturopathic medicine, Ron?
Yes.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
And
you need
he's
to put that in your
also
signature there, Mr. Ron. You need to put that right in there. So it's change your little title there.
I'm not really worried about anything about the title. I wanted to get it done though.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes,
and he became a manager. So
yes, and he became a manager. So we're going to send him a doctor manager degree.
Now, who is director in here? Denise, are you director?
No, we don't have directors yet. John Moore is
I will be,
about
because
to
I
be.
believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
John's close.
John's close to it.
92%.
I would imagine Denise will probably be one of the first ones after John, if not at the same time, because of her dedication and work.
Maybe Kim is gonna surprise us too, and he.
Yep. And people too, like you got Suzanne here, who's brought in quite a few people. It's just she didn't know, and she didn't switch that leg there, but she's moving it now. So she'll definitely move right along, and because she would have been a manager long ago. So, and we've still, like I said, we've got quite a few people that I saw like that I've got to reach out to that have signed up as many as a dozen distributors already, and they're all one side. Which those distributors will be happy because they're on their fast growing side. So.
I just want to say something. Can I say something to Todd? Todd, just on a side note, when you say that you couldn't teach your own kids basketball, I'm a pianist and trained pianist, classical pianist, and my kids would not take lessons from me. Can you believe this? I had to pay another piano teacher to give them lessons, but they still wouldn't stick with it because it's just mama's thing.
They
You know,
have to be in the listening. They have
Yeah.
to be in the listening. You know,
Yeah.
they're not in the right listening when it's you. Jason, same thing for soccer. He played
Same thing for
Division One.
me. I mean,
I'm
I
a small
played
college basketball player. Jason played Division One. So yeah,
my
it's just
my
they're
daughter won't
not in the
listen.
listening.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
the same thing with the patches. You talk to your, close circles and they're like, what are they into right now? Or whatever.
Guys, can I just be frank? I mean, my brothers won't use the patches. Ty's whole family, they won't even touch them. They won't look, they won't listen to anything we do. When we go to Thanksgiving, none of them are going to ask us about our business. And yet, I mean, we're well into six figures now, and they still won't ask. We'll be closer to seven figures this time next year. They won't ask, which is ridiculous. They've already watched us build enormous businesses. They don't ask. So if you're ever hung up about your family or your best friends and that's really getting you down, just forget it. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, if I had to rely on my family or my best friends that we typically do life with in order to make our living, I wouldn't have enough money. It wouldn't be enough to buy gas so that I could get to Florida from Ohio. I wouldn't even have that much money.
Yeah.
That's how little, and I'm
But
talking about the last 10 years. So
Jason, you've got Todd. I mean, you guys have been friends since grade school, so at least you have one friend.
Listen.
You
Dude,
listen to
well,
him,
I
okay?
went with him. He didn't go with me. So that's a different view.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
He could say that. I can't say that. I'm like, no, it's all good though. I mean, I only say that to free some people because some people are like, they're so hung up because their
Yeah.
siblings won't do it. And I'm like, what if your siblings don't come for 3 years or never at all? And you're sitting here upset about it. You don't have to be upset about anything. I was on a call yesterday with close to 400 people, giving them a 5-point plan to get this thing booming. And, you know, and they were all listening to everything that I had to say, just like anytime you're doing something like this. But yet I'll go to Thanksgiving and everyone will be asking about everybody else's career, and they'll know Ty and I literally earn eight to nine, 6, 7 times what they're earning, and they still won't ask us one question. And it'll be hilarious. And I'm just gonna sit there eating and I live in this little mini hypocrisy, I guess, but it's just,
Wow.
I only tell you about that because sometimes people think, oh, well, if I get to the point where Todd is or where Jason and Ty are, then that's going to change everything. And I'm like, it probably won't. The people that aren't going to come with you, they're just not going to come with you because they're just not. And so you have to be okay with that piece. And hopefully
Yeah.
that's like, maybe that helps you just check off 4 people. You're like, all right, I'm not going to bother with them. Actually, don't bother with them for like a year and go after everybody else.
There
And
you go.
that would be my
Yeah.
advice. There's
I
certain people you just got to let them go for a while and let them watch you. Like,
yeah.
like when we lost our business before and then we came in here and started just killing it. Um, there are people I know they're watching that really they were happy when we lost our stuff before. Like they actually some people enjoy that kind of stuff. They love to watch you rise up. They love it more to watch a person fall. And but now they're going to be made to bear witness on everything that's going to happen this next several years. It's going to come back tenfold, and they're going to watch it all. And I'm not going to be that quiet about it. I'm going to be talking about it at Thanksgiving. I'll talk about it whenever. I mean, you have to have that mindset. Like, not only I won't be denied of what this opportunity is going to bring, but you don't have to necessarily be all that quiet. It's okay to share. I mean, this is even more important than what we did before because this is changing people's lives. I mean, look at what it's already done for Mr. Ron there. I mean, his story, his health story is crazy. And
Off
so
the charts.
everybody should hear that. And I know there's a number of great stories on this team. Some of the stories are just
Yeah.
insane.
Oh,
Kathleen
but
just
another
popped
thing I
in.
want to just update everybody. I check Steve's blood pressure all the time, and in the past, before patch and early patch days, he would have a very, like high heartbeat and a little higher pressure. And I was starting to worry about his hypertension. I mean, he's gonna be 60, right? Let's face it. Next month.
2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
But by the
guess
way,
what? I checked his pressure today and I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like a 25-year-old guy. He had 118 over
77.
77 and his heartbeat was 75.
By the way,
And I was like,
let me clarify on the heart rate. I've had a hyper heart rate since I was a kid. My average heart rate has always been 95 to 100 since I was a kid. It's never been any different. So for me to have a 75, and that's been consistent here now for a couple of months, and even that kind of blows me away because I'm like, I always used to, it was like a joke in my family because it's a hereditary thing, so to have a very fast heart rate. And so I just thought I'd always have that. And then when first time I heard Yana was checking it, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and it was like 70 something. I'm like, there's no way.
yeah, and I checked him
never had
today
that.
and it was just like, Steve, your blood pressure is becoming like
Yeah, 'cause I always
athlete
had a-
almost. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
You
'cause I
know?
normally run 145 over about 85, 90 for my blood
Yeah,
pressure.
but we
is
do
average
not
for me.
miss patches. Okay, we wear X39 Eon during the day. Sometimes we change to X39, X49, depending like when we go to town, because you know about the protection from
5G.
5G.
Yeah.
So we make sure we wear that. X39, X49. I do have to say, we start working out, we stop. And the reason is being so busy because we have Research Institute and of course now LifeWave and other things that happen in our life that keeps us very, very busy. So that's partly why. But if it's on my program, I want to start working out, and I will, every time you work out, X39, X49, carnosine is usually what we put at night time to kind of boost carnosine level for protection of our brain and eyes. It heals your eyes and brain. And then I am using Alavida patch right here every night. It's just like my, I would say, little ritual, beauty ritual that I call it. So so this is what we do.
John Moore has that ritual too.
I'm
do.
sorry, John, he's picking on you.
That's okay.
Anyway, go ahead and please ask questions.
But hey,
And-
Todd, by the way, John doesn't have any wrinkles, and this man's pushing 80.
Wow.
He doesn't
Well,
even look 80.
already-
John, you look amazing.
He's gonna
I'm
beat
like-
me for saying that because I think, John,
Well-
you're what, 77? But
I just turned 77 now. Right.
Yeah, well, I never see him on the radio show, so so now that I never get a good look at him. So yeah, I was yeah, he doesn't even sound like he's
No.
older. So
I didn't even realize it when Steve told me that. I was so shocked because John just gives this impression of a, just a young person. He's so sharp. He's so active with his show, so involved, and it's just amazing. So, and I can see even
He
with
runs.
patches.
How many push-ups do you do a day, John?
I just do 50. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's only 5 days a week though. I don't do it 7 days a week.
Okay.
John, now if you do the diamond push-ups, I'll be super impressed like that.
Well, what would be impressive, you know what the airborne push-ups are?
What are they?
You push up, and while you're in the air, you clap your hands and go back down.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
can still do those. I can still do those.
Wow.
Hey, before I forget, and I think Heather commented, if you did not see Stephen, that's another thing as far as a weekly thing. Stephen Gina, not Stephen, Stephen Gina Merritt. They have a training every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
This past yesterday was Jason and Ty. They featured them, and it was one of the best trainings I've ever seen. So please go back and watch that. If you haven't seen it, I mean, we're going to watch it over and over. It was that good. Very, very good as far as let you know what you have your hands on. And talks about their struggles and trials, tribulations going through building their business and their vision for the future. It was so on point. So truly, I would watch it before you go to bed tonight, and if not, sometime tomorrow. Something else, if you're not Diamond yet, I would encourage you to get to Diamond, okay? Because I would get to Diamond 1,000% before they make the change at the end of the month. Tonight's the end of the pay period. If you do it tonight, you'll have a full week to take full advantage of getting to Diamond. You're going to, I mean, that's getting the sleeves for $84 a piece instead of
Right. You save
99
the
a
money.
piece, right? It's going to keep you active for 3 months. So if you're on auto ship or the subscription, you can pause that after you get to Diamond, pause that for 90 days. And also you're going to save $150. I mean, when this change is over, the cost does go up a little bit for the premium or what used to be Diamond pack. So I would 100% do that. I just want to make that plug. Like it's best to do it now. You're going to save money. You're going to take advantage, maximize your discount on that. So, and it'll keep you active for 3 months. So I just want to point that out, and also about the training for yesterday.
Where can they find the training again? Synergy?
Well, let me see. Let me see. Well, it'll be on YouTube if you go to YouTube and go to This Is It team on YouTube, you'll find it. Usually I think they get it out like within a day or so. If you don't see it like right now, it should be out by tomorrow. But yeah, you should be able to find it pretty easily. And if it's not out for whatever reason, we'll get a copy of it and send it out to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Very good.
And Steve and Gina Merritt, theirs is tomorrow at 1. Is it tomorrow? Or no, that's Saturdays at 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah.
now keep in mind, we are talking here, there is Zooms almost every night, and we are not
Steve
saying,
and Gina
or
Merritt
every
or
day,
whatever,
we are
yeah.
not saying you have to go to every single one, but make your schedule,
Find one
and
that
see,
you like.
find which one you like and which one you're going to attend as part of your business adventure, and just stay plugged in that way. Or if you don't make it one night, you know that there is another one another night. So this is what's good about it, that they're all the time going on, so you can plug in as your life allows it.
Well, and here's the thing though, for the webinars, they're at, especially if you've been in for a while and you've seen numerous webinars, they don't expect you to be on every one of those. What it's for is to get your prospects on those.
Yes.
That's what it's for. It's like sometimes when we have one and I'll see people from our team, I'm like, hey, I'm glad you're here, but you want to utilize these. And I mean, back in the day when we would have webinars, our mentor would have one per week, and we knew when it was coming. We would have 8 to 10 people on that every single week, new people. Yeah. If that's all you did, you would build a huge business. If you didn't contact anyone else outside of that, if that's all you did was make sure people were plugging into those webinars, you would build a massive business, because that's if they get on a webinar, they're very doubtful they're going to go. They see 600, 700, 800 people who are also on there. They're not going to get off and say, well, I'm still pretty skeptical. Right. They see it's working. They see, they see what they see. They see all the people and the excitement, and I mean, you can't deny what's right in front of you.
Yeah, John has asked a question about being able to email him the entire webinar type of schedule, because John will put it on his website. So the Liberty Man at AOL, we'll try to put that together for you.
That'd be
John.
great. Yeah, that'll help a lot, because I've got thousands of people every day that listen to my show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, I just want to strongly encourage everybody that's here, because everybody that's here, I'm looking at the names, even the ones that have their cameras off. You guys are some diehards out there, like the diehard battery. I just want to say that our desire is to help your people that you're bringing on to become successful. We know that's the key for you being successful. So you don't don't feel awkward about if you just happen to walk in the room, like even like just giving an example, Ron, if you're at your doctor's office and your doctor gives you that extra 5 minutes and you want to say, look, let me call Steve real quick, so you may not believe me, but he's a redneck, you might believe. So
Yeah,
you know what
doctor,
I'm saying? I
doctor
mean,
is gonna believe Steve for sure.
well, the point is right. How you doing there, buddy? Oh, it's I'll show you what I'll do when you call them. Have them call me. I'll say, now, wait a minute. Here we
No,
go.
please, Steven,
Hang on, hang on.
please, don't.
Mr. Drysdale, I tell you what we'll do right here. I got a brand new hot tub for you to buy and some Band-Aids that'll help you get real good.
Maybe next time we can have a comedy meeting. But anyway, it's
He
just
did that better than me.
Oh gosh.
okay. Anybody have a questions, testimony? Because
Kathleen, how's that
didn't
cataract doing? So, all right, go ahead.
Question.
okay.
Go ahead, Diane.
I was just wanting to clarify, like, so if someone's a diamond, like, and it's gonna change to the premier, right? Do you have to pay for that difference in the price? Like right now, it's, I guess, that 1,500, but if you, once it's changed, do you have to pay the difference?
No, that's why I'm saying you want, if you're not diamond yet, you want to do it now before that changes. Yeah, for sure. So you're,
Very
like I
good.
said, you're gonna, I don't know what the exact prices of the premium. I don't have it in front of me. It's 1,700 something.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so right now it's still the 1,599. So yeah, you'll save minimally $150. And like I said, you know, you can pause your subscription, right? Pause your subscription. So that's it'd be another $300 you would have spent having it on subscription to stay active, because you have to stay active to get paid, right? So yeah, it's going to save you a lot, and just put you in a better position for sure. And it's fun to do that upgrade because you can customize it. You customize
Yes.
it, like you say, well, hey, I don't need, depending on where you are now, if you're silver, gold, or whatever, but or even platinum. I know some people are still at platinum. You definitely want to upgrade to diamond, but you may not need that many X39. So you say, well, hey, say if you're going from gold to diamond, what would that be, like 14? I think 14 sleeves, I think, of
Yeah,
X39. So you say,
huge
well, I don't need all
jump.
those, so I'll reduce it down to say 8, and that creates more space in your cart. And then you can say, well, hey, I keep hearing about the Eon patch. I keep hearing about the Alavita. I keep hearing about the Ice Wave. You can customize it. And, for all those, you get 2 of those for the price of one X39 or X49. Okay.
Mhm. Will you be able to
so-
customize with the new changes there?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're just going to spend more. So you might as well rip off that Band-Aid and get it done now, for sure.
I have a question. Do you call yourself and tell them to hold your
Subscription.
subscription? Yes.
No, you can do it right on manage. I think it's just on your homepage when you log in. I think it's manage your subscription or something like that. It's
Really?
it's right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I went to Diamond and they didn't hold it, and I thought it would be an automatic.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything because I figured, well, I need it anyway. So, but I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. 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 You do have to pause it yourself. So for sure.
Kim, go ahead.
When it's what do you think about selling them? Because I have a few extra X39s now that I've upgraded to diamond and all, and I noticed when I'm talking about it with people, they want it right now, and there's just a handful of these people, and I haven't allowed that, and I thought, wait a minute, I should be allowing that. In other words, to sell a package hand to hand. What, just your comment about that, Todd, and anyone, you know what I mean? Just because I've been signing them up, right? thinking, oh no, we have to sign this up. So I need to take a break because I'm at work. I'm selling something else, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, let's get a time together. But I noticed that their desire to like want it now and not to have to sign up, and they want to try it. And I don't want to keep on giving freebies because not everyone's a one patch, and I give them like 3 or 4, and it's like, I'm over that now. I don't want to give free, but maybe,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to save myself from giving patches away
Right.
to sell just an X39 package. Your comment about that.
Yeah, I'm not the one to talk to about sampling. You know, it's worthwhile, right, for a lot of people, and I know Steve and Yana have done it. I mean, a lot of people have done it. We're just not, we just haven't done that much. What my mindset is, once I connect with someone and have their interests, then I'm going to get in front of them. I'm going to be like this on a Zoom with them, minimally on a phone call with them, so they can hear kind of and hear or see the whole picture. And so I go through, because we've had so many people who have said, hey, I want to try the patches. I say, okay, great, let's hop on a quick Zoom and go through. And by the end of it, they go, well, I want to do the diamond, you know? So big difference than, hey, I want to try the products, you know, for a while. So that's the power of getting the whole thing in front of them. And I'll share another story. Someone we have in California, they were getting a facial with their friend, and her name's Debbie, and she said, hey, my friend Janice wants to try the patches. I said, great. And she said, I want her to get on your webinar Thursday night. It was like Tuesday. And I go, okay, great. And I texted back. I said, well, let's just talk to her today. And she said, okay. And she, you know, went back and forth a few times. She goes, well, so 5 o'clock, you know, 5 o'clock your time works. Okay, great. So we hop on the thing and we go through a 20-minute presentation. She goes, okay, well, I definitely want to do the diamond bundle. And I said, okay, great. Well, let's get started. And then Debbie's texting me in the background. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You know, I had no idea. And so we're signing her up and everything. So the funny thing was, she goes, later, like an hour later, she goes, my sister wants to do the gold. And I said, fantastic. I said, and we had like tornadoes coming through our area at that time. I'm here in Cincinnati. And I go, can we do it tomorrow morning? So we were like down the basement. So anyway, we just so we set up for the next morning, and so we did a Zoom with her sister. Well, guess what her sister did? She had diamond. She had diamond. And then later that day, her sister signed her daughter or something that did gold. So anyway, that's that chain reaction. So all that to say, what I would, you know, if you're right there with someone signing them up or talking to them or whatever, and they're like, well, I want to try it right now. You could give them a couple weeks worth or even a week's worth. And then, but then have them sign up for like a silver bundle or whatever, and say, hey, when that comes in, just give me one of the sleeves back. You know, if you give them a sleeve, have them give you one back. So that way they, you know, if you have that on hand, you can do it that way. But if someone, you know, if someone just wants to try it, you know, I'm hesitant to, you know, just give them a few, like you said, because if David Schmidt says, hey, give this a month for every decade of your life, I would hate to give someone, you know, 3 or 4 patches and they go, well, I didn't feel anything, you know?
Right.
Now, do people feel stuff real quick? Certainly, you know, Shannon was a one patch wonder, you know, but I don't want to count on that. And I don't want someone to make a judgment about what's going to happen for them. So I always, you know how they, you know, feel, felt, found, right? And you kind of, you know, you kind of speak through their eyes. So I always talk about, you know, hey, for me, you know, my 10-year neck pain went away in 10 days, and my chronic lower back pain and my herniated discs and all that got improved within a few months. I said, but here's the thing, even if that wouldn't have happened, when I look at the long-term benefits, and then I go over the one slide that talks about, you know, hey, you know, the first 24, 48 hours, 4,000 genes begin to reset in your body. And then you talk about 3 months, right? Talks about brain balancing. After 6 months, the collagen, I may have mixed those up. And then, or maybe it was 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and then 6 months. And the 6 month one is one that hits home because I lost my dad. My dad died of a heart attack at 58 years old when I was like 24, and his dad died at 57 of a heart attack. So I say, check this out. After only 6 months, and this is in the case studies, 14 out of 15 case studies show that after wearing the X39 for 6 months, it reverses your vascular age, or in these individuals in the case studies, 14 out of 15 case studies showed it reversed their heart age by 8 years after only 6 months. So even if my neck wouldn't have gotten better, my lower back's like, I'm going to wear these forever. Right. So
Yes,
I paint,
yes.
it's a great analogy of, why to stick with it and not just so yeah, I'm,
Hey, Todd,
and
I
again,
think Todd, that
yeah.
she was saying that she's done with sampling because it's costly. So if she
She's
can
talking about
sell
selling
them,
the actual
and so
patch.
what I would suggest is that you can tell the prospect, okay, I can sell you. I have nothing against selling it if you have it. It's just that tell them that, but you can actually become a customer and get it with discount.
Well, here's what I would do in that case. Wait a minute, because Todd actually said something that was very, very invaluable on this. What I would do here, because like you said, some people, Kim, they want to just try it. They want to buy a pack from you. Steve and Gina Merritt, when you go to the shows there, Denise can tell you this. I think I saw Karen and Dwayne. Yeah, they're still here too. They were there in Atlanta. They'll sell them right there at the show where you can buy them at cost. That's nice. And you could do that. You could sell some of yours at cost to them. But I think what Todd said, it really caught my attention on something he made a comment about that you could work on. Say, look, I tell you what, why don't we get you signed up? I'm going to give you a sleeve. And then when you get yours in, that way you can go ahead and get started. And then you give me the sleeve back when you get yours in. That way you didn't just sell it. You basically gave it, you're going to get it back, but you got them signed up at the same time. So if that can be done, I would go for that.
And you can explain that these are very valuable things.
Yeah.
It's not like, a lot of people in all kinds of businesses just give free samples of some little whatever, pills or vitamins or whatever.
No.
That's
right.
easy, right? But the patch is so valuable. I mean, it is.
Dr. Tesla
right.
stated to us, and he stated here on here, I think maybe Todd was there the day he made this comment. He said he has studied photobiomodulation therapy for years. He said he uses it in the clinic, with his furry patients. But he said, in all honesty, he said when he reviewed the patents, and Dr. Sellers did the same thing, and I think Ron's done the same, as they reviewed the patents, he said the technology that David Schmidt developed in that little patch is more advanced than any photobiomodulation or laser therapy that
any
is,
device
you can get in any clinic whatsoever on the planet.
And he said that it works systemically on your body. It's wearable, it's easy. And for the clinics, they were trying to sell him to have in his vet clinic a devices, lights and all that for photobiomodulation, where people would bring their dogs and cats for 30 minutes per week for 30 minutes of photobiomodulation. So think about it. He said little patch that you can put on a body, wear it 12 hours a day, you wear photobiomodulation versus all coming to a clinic every single week for 30 minutes.
And I'm sorry, and he's actually prescribing them to his patients now.
Dog patients,
I mean,
cat patients.
right? He can, I know the company will say that, we have only one patch that's designed for animals that was tested, so I guess with him, he's a vet, he's a doctor.
We have to stick with this because we want company to stay legal.
Yes, and that's what I was bringing
according,
out, right.
to their FDA, they have to have recommendation for dogs and cats for veterinary use. So
thank you, Todd, for being with us. And listen, you spent more time and we greatly appreciate it. We miss you guys, miss Shannon as well. So give her our love.
Certainly.
So we really appreciate you taking out the time, you and Jason,
Certainly.
tonight coming on.
Certainly. Hey, are you all going to be in Dallas then at the convention?
We are going to do virtual. We were going, but we have family stuff going on. You know, we have
Yeah.
a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
As far as very
351 texts.
no, it's a very serious things are going on that we
Yeah.
are looking forward for this part of our life to be over with, and then we are gonna move into our part of life. Just for everybody, so you know, like for 2025, we're gonna try to make every convention, every trip, everything. So
Well, hey, no, I totally get that, Yana, and I know you're going. I know a lot that you're going through.
mhm.
For your team, just so you know, even if, because I know the tickets sold out fast.
Yeah.
For those who are maybe in the area or within driving distance, Steve and Gina are doing a training that Sunday for free in Dallas. So if anyone's within driving range, so we have people flying from gosh, South Dakota down just for the one day. They don't have tickets, but they're just flying down just for Steve and Gina's training. It's 9 a.m. That's Sunday. I think it's the 20th, 9 a.m. to 3.
We may go.
Well,
Do we have to get, do you have to have like a reservation for that though?
No, you just show up and it's for free. Be well worth it. I know last time they did that last October and they released their own incentive trip. That was the Puerto Vallarta trip, that it was a team trip. And so, but not just that, but just the hands-on training is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So anyway, hope to talk to you all again sometime soon, and God bless you all.
God bless you.
Let us know.
God bless.
Tell
Thank you,
Steve he said he would come on with me. I need to get him and Gina on our Israeli News Live to
Let's
slam it.
Yeah,
slam
remind
it.
me tomorrow. I will.
Okay.
I'll make note of that. Yeah, I'll make note of that. I'll get a hold of him tomorrow.
That sounds great. Thank you, brother.
Okay,
All
bye
right, have
guys.
a great night.
Yes.
So we'll talk to
Bye.
the rest of the guys here now. Good night, Todd.
All right. Well, any questions for us?
Kathleen, I feel like you're holding back something tonight. So what are you holding back, girl?
I'm just on my way out the door. I feel like I've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Okay.
We have on the November 1st in Vancouver, we have a road show. Somebody's put on a road show for Toronto, Winnipeg, and Edmonton, and the last one's in Vancouver. So my team and I were going to that. I have no idea.
You go, girl.
Exact.
You go. I like the
Because-
way you said that. You and your team are going.
Yeah, we're going. We're committed.
All right. Now,
So-
can you share a little bit? Because I want, like with Sister Denise, Brother Ron, Donna, Kim, Janice, Karen, and Dwayne, Sharon, the rest of the group here. I want them to see how, because I remember when you told us about the rowing trip that you went to, you know, you even take your team members to where y'all can tag team this, because y'all had amazing response.
Well, we did, and actually I've got the tickets right here from the 87 people. I've only called 10 of them so far, because I really wanted to make sure that I can do a Zoom, because I want to do exactly what Todd said about doing the presentation directly in front of them. And I have an appointment tomorrow with someone who is a customer who's going to come on. I'm not sure what level. And then I also have a bronze who's going to upgrade tomorrow to the diamond. So I'll have 4 diamonds. But it's just a matter for us here in Canada. It's just, we're dealing with that US currency, and people get a little, it's just a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah.
And it's actually big when you're paying out, but then you get paid in the US too. So, it works out. It does work out at the end of the day. So for me, I would agree with what you said about Todd. I mean, when I came in as a diamond and I had all those sleeves and I was literally lending it to people to replace it, that was the best thing I ever did. I feel quite
Excellent.
stagnant right now because I'm just doing the month to month and we're all trading back and forth and so on. I did get 3 new people from the weekend, which was a rowing club, who bought the sleeves from us right there. The other girls had another 6 or 7 sleeves, they also. So we all got about 3 good contacts, right, who are interested in the business. But now these tickets that people filled out, now we're going to follow up. But the key was to have the training to do the Zoom. And so on Wednesdays, I like the idea of being on with Todd. And so we're doing those calls right after, when we get on. So somebody got sick last week, so we missed last week. So anyway, Wednesdays are our day.
do you want to do a private Zoom where you can bring them in and we'll just get together with you personally? We could get either Todd or somebody
Well,
like that
even
as
that's
well.
great as well. The only, again, I'm dealing with that time zone. So right now it's 9 o'clock your time, it's 5 o'clock my time.
Oh,
So
We
that
can
that's the only,
we
we
will
do have,
accommodate. We can
yeah,
listen. I would accommodate for you. Like, let's say you wanted to do it at 8 p.m. your time, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll dedicate that time to come to do a Zoom with you to help bring some people in that you're working with. So, I mean, look, Mia Finnegan will come on at 5 a.m. with me every once in a while to do John Moore's Zoom
oh,
or
great.
his radio show. So we can, I don't mind dedicating a late evening one night to try to help if you got somebody you want to try to really make an impactful move with.
Because
all right.
I was on with Mia last week. Actually, we're in the same time zone. So I'm
Ah.
kind of building that relationship with her because we are in the same time zone. It does
Yes.
make a big difference.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It does.
But anyway, I believe it's coming. I have so many people that are looking at it, interested, and it really, I just leave it all at the Lord. There's no hurry. He
Amen.
brought
Yeah.
it to us.
And you do know right, left leg, right? So you've got,
Yeah, switch
okay,
it.
perfect.
Switch it every
perfect.
time. It's just the Joseph I talked to today, he had eye surgery. The patch didn't work soon enough for him. So he can see now. He couldn't even see to go on the website. So he's got money sitting in his wallet that he can't even get to. It came on as a diamond. So he's going to join us as well in Vancouver. So we're excited just to be together as a group and just have that impact being together.
Yes.
But thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all
Kathleen.
for everything.
Yeah.
Now, listen, if you text me, on my business phone and I don't answer, right? Sometimes I try to answer everybody very quickly, even I can. Just retext me back. Like, don't be afraid that you're bugging me. I am extremely packed, busy, with enormous amounts of things per day. So if you can just retext me and say, hey, I texted you 24 hours ago, I'm texting again. It's fine. I'm not hurt. You can do it. Okay. I'm actually welcoming it. So, because you're reminding me that, hey, I didn't attend to that issue. So
But
just,
Yana, I'm set up with a newsletter now. I did both the prospects and the brand partners, both. It's
okay.
all done. Done.
Okay. So you talked to that lady that
My
I got you
contacts are
together
in.
with.
All day yesterday, I just filed them in. They're in.
Okay, so Kathleen, if you have 1 minute, I just want to tell everybody there is a lady that I can hook you up with, and she's going to make newsletters that are highly professional that she will be sending them for you to all of your people you
You're
sign up.
getting them from us.
And it's very cheap, right? What is she charging you?
$25 for the brand partners, 25 for prospects.
But per month?
I'm paying 50 US.
$50 a month you're paying?
Yes.
Okay, but you
For
can
both.
for both. Wow, okay.
So it's 25 each.
Okay.
One is just for your brand partners and your customers, and the other one is for your prospects. Completely separate email or newsletters.
That's a
Right.
good idea for
And
prospects.
they're
Well,
very
we only have brand partners.
Yeah.
So maybe, I'm on she's renewing with me October. I don't know if you guys getting our professional, she's sending them out. So I
Yeah.
hope you're getting them.
Very
Because,
good.
and then she will do that for you and in your name. And then that way you just always keep in touch, and they're very well done. I mean, they're amazing, those newsletters. So, that's available too if you're interested, those of you who are working and making some money. So because you're going to need tax deductions anyway, you know what I mean? If you are making money, you're going to need to deduct taxes, and you need to have certain
And I will tell you something seriously. You guys, most everybody on here that's moving along as it is, you're going to see it is going to snowball. It will start snowballing because you'll be surprised. Those few people you bring in like that, the next thing you know, and you begin to work with them to get them to where they start moving along and helping them to move, and we can help you to help them.
Yeah, all you have to
Right?
do is be good organizer, like organize your days and weeks and month, and like have a calendar, and then say, okay, I'm working every day 1 hour on LifeWave.
Yeah.
That's all. 1 hour a day, and you say, okay, 1 hour a day, what am I they're gonna do for my LifeWave side business? That 1 hour, sit down and say, can I call someone? Can I text someone? Can I check on my brand partner? Can I encourage them to be on monthly? Whatever you have to do, that's just that hour you're dedicated to your business, and you will see that eventually it's gonna start picking up, turning, and then now next thing you know, you're making money. And what will happen, when we have a Todd, Shannon, Jason, they're talking about this big money, 6 figures, 7 figures, and everybody's like, oh, I don't even believe this, right? How is that going to happen?
It can happen to you.
I will tell you this: start with the very small goals. Start with the goals that are very believable, something achievable. Say, okay, what if, and something tiny. What if I can make $500 extra a month? What would that do for you? Will it pay my car? Let LifeWave pay off your car. Why not? Right? So that's a goal.
What Ethan does.
That's a goal. That's my son is like that. He's like happy because he makes enough per month right now. He's got some issues. So anyway, so the thing is, then bump the goal higher. What if I can make $800 extra a month, and LifeWave can pay not only my car, but maybe it can pay some other bill. Or maybe you can put $300 extra to savings account, and you move it to savings and see what happens, how you can use it in the summer for something nice, treat yourself to something. Okay. So, and then say, what if I can make $1,000 extra a month? And then next thing you know, it's happening to you just because you have that 1 hour a day in that business.
That's exactly right. So anyway, well, we're not going to hold you guys any longer. I know it's getting late. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Suzanne, you got that down as far as knowing how to switch the leg on your site, right? Right, left? Or no, it wasn't Suzanne. That was Elke that happened to, wasn't it?
You need to call Elke.
It's Elke. Suzanne, I'm sorry. I'm picking on you, and I was thinking of you because you and Elke look a lot alike. So
I don't know if they look alike, do they?
But well, when you see out of my eyes, everybody looks alike,
Hey, Stephen, I just wanted to give you a quick update. We got our technical issues solved through LifeWave. So we got our link, and we're now a brand partner on the Gold.
Awesome, Karen.
It's taken forever, I know, but anyway, so that got resolved this week. So we're celebrating that victory, and in fact, we're on a Zoom call like every other week, and we get about 40 to 50 people on that Zoom, and they're willing to have you on as a guest. So I just got to get on your calendar,
Honey, you just, hey, we're ready to do it for you anytime
40
you
and
want.
50 people on Zoom. Wow,
Karen,
that's amazing.
You've got my cell phone number, right?
Even we don't get that many.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if I just got a few percentage out of that amount, if you just plant the seed, I think I'd be very pleased, and that would kick us off.
Listen, seriously, this week, let's make it happen. When do you do your Zoom meeting with people?
Well, well, it won't. Well, I don't think that we could do it this week, but yeah, he said he would. We usually do it every other week, but I did talk to the guy, which is a former military guy that leads our group, and he said he would be willing to do a special, even if it's not every other week. We do every other week, but if it's in between a week, he could promote it. So just look at a Thursday, like at a 7:30, something like that, and just let me know when you're available, and we can put you in.
That'll work. That'll work. So, all right, guys. Well, y'all have a great night, and so good to see everybody. And Brother Ron, I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'll probably call you midday or something like that.
Text him to remind him,
So
brethren.
I'm wanting to get him on as expert witness.
Okay.
We're going to talk about O.J. Simpson tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right.
thank you guys for listening tonight. We appreciate it.
We
Y'all
love
have a
you
good
all.
night.
Okay.
Good
You
night.
have a great night.
Love you
Bye.
too. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night.